Say, little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to. These are expensive, these is red bottoms, these is bloody shoes. Hit the school, I can get them both. I don't want to choose, and I'm
Alright, y'all, what's going on? Y'all listening to Terry DeRon, and this is another episode of Talk Time with Terry DeRon. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight I got my co-host Jay with me. What's going on, Jay?
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
Yeah, tonight we're going to be having a pretty interesting conversation. We're going to be talking about dating somebody that works in a sex industry. This seems to be a pretty heated topic. I get questions about it periodically. So we'll go into detail about it in tonight. Hopefully, if some of y'all want to join the conversation, y'all can feel free to call in. The guest line is going to be open all night. The number is 929-477-2994. If you wanted to make a comment or add something to the conversation, feel free to join in. We'd love to have your input. But I like to start off every show with the segment that I call Terry's Top 3, where basically I highlight the three most popular or the three most controversial posts on my page, and I discuss them in further detail. So this week I'm going to be starting off. Let me see where my first screenshot. Okay, no, that wasn't it. All right, so this is a post that I put up a couple of days ago. That said, so many females are single because men are getting everything they want out of a female without being in a relationship with her. And I agree with that for the most part. Men don't want the same things that a lot of women want. So it's a lot easier for men to get their needs met. If men are not worried about being in a committed relationship, they're not worried about whether or not y'all fall in love, they don't have these preset expectations that women generally go into dating with. So it's a lot easier for them to be satisfied with dating and get their dating goals met. If their goals are just to meet attractive women that they like, get them to spend time with him and eventually have sex, that's a very easy thing to accomplish, and most men are very good at accomplishing it. Making somebody fall in love with you and want to marry you and have a family and kids is a much harder to attain goal than what most men go into dating looking for. So I think the post is right on. You know, what'd you think about it, Jay?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, you can't if your goal is to make someone fall in love with you, I mean, it's definitely not going to happen 9 times out of 10 here.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the goal, you know what I mean? Like, everybody has best case scenarios or what you would ideally like to happen, but we all know that nothing's guaranteed when it comes to sex, love, and relationships. Luck comes into play. Timing comes into play. You know what I mean? Like, all these things, a lot of the things that contribute to couples ending up together,
right,
or meeting a person, don't have it's fake.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, if there's like, you know, on both sides, you're someone that got a good head on, so got their stuff in order here. I mean, it at least reduces the chances of luck there.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely, the more positive qualities you have, the more you increase your chances of being able to get any potential person that you meet to like you like that or to be interested in dating you. But there are a lot of areas where it can go wrong. You know what I mean? You could be dating somebody and they hung up on their ex. You know what I mean? Like, and you could be a quality person. You know, that's happened to me before. I was dating some chicks before, and they on Valentine's Day, they ex went super hard and they got back with the ex. Like that type of stuff happens. You know what I mean? So you can't predict how a situation is going to end up. You can't predict what decisions going to make. And there are things that can come up that cause you to fall out with somebody that could be a misunderstanding. You know what I mean? Like, so
Right.
just somebody getting in their feelings over something that wasn't even intended to be disrespectful. We see the era that we live in, where people brag about how quick they are to cut somebody off and how they fall back and all this type of stuff. So when you have people with those type of attitudes, that's what you get. You get people that cut others off or in potential relationships for reasons that really aren't warranted before they ever have a chance to really develop. And so those are the type of things that lead the men that are just cool with casual dating. They can have a field day because they're not looking for that deeper level of relationship. If they happen to get it, they're cool. They're willing to accept it and move forward. But that's not their goal. They're not looking for love with a flashlight like a lot of women seem to be. And so that's why you don't see men as frustrated with dating or sad about relationships. Like, as long as a man is getting companionship with the type of women that he's attracted to and is getting consistent sex, he's good. You know what I mean? Like, most men are comfortable living within that realm. You know what I mean? It's when a guy's not getting one of those things met, or when he's struggling in one of those areas where he's going to have to either make some adjustments or he's going to continue to suffer. And the guys that don't have the self-awareness or the skill or the credentials to be able to make some adjustments to make themselves more attractive to women, they're going to just sit on the sideline and watch the other women react to the other men that they're interested in. I mean, so from a male perspective, dating is a very harsh environment that you have to learn to navigate on your own. Like, guys can get tips from guys like me, and I can tell them what you can look for or whatnot. But that don't help you when you're in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you approach a woman or when you one-on-one with a woman, you can't hit me up and tell me what you should do next. You know what I mean? You have to be able to handle the situations on the fly. And most situations that end up in sex or have some type of romantic involvement are unexpected or unplanned. You don't know exactly how things are going to go. But over time, you can figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. You know whether or not you're a great kisser. You know whether or not you should just do more listening, or if you're a great talker. You know what I mean? Like, guys learn what works for them, and that's how they put themselves in a position to be successful with women. All right, so let's see. The next post that this was a pretty interesting one. All right, this was a post that I put up yesterday. It was sent to me by a couple of different people. This was a post of some screenshots between a woman and a man. And I didn't get to post all of it because I didn't feel like putting up multiple posts or whatnot. But basically, it was a situation where they had just started kicking it. So the woman reaches out to the guy, "Hey, are you hungry?" You know what I'm saying? Like, asking him, did he want some food? The guy responds and tells her, "Nah, I'm not hungry. But can you pick up some food for my mom?" Right? So I guess the impression is he lives with his mother, or his mother lives with him, and he's asking the woman to bring some food for the mom, which she agrees to do. So she picks up the food, whatever, gets there, and she's telling them how much the food came up to $16, and the guy goes totally left. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta pay for it. And then when she tells him, like, "Yeah, I don't even know your mama," and he proceeds to tell her, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want the food. You can just keep it. I'm going to go get her some food myself." So this is a pretty complex situation, right? Got a couple different things that took place. So we got a man and a woman that are not in a committed relationship, just started kicking it. So with that context, somebody that you just started kicking it with, hitting you up and offering to bring you food, I would think that that's a very positive quality. Would you agree with that, Jay?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that shows that you somebody that is carrying you out to please, or you're not just a selfish type of person. So he tells her,
Right.
nah, I ain't hungry, but can you pick up some food for my mom? So not only did she offer to get you food, you countered with, can you do something for my mom? And she willingly did it. Spent her own money up front to get the food for your mother, then delivered it to you. Now, when I go on Uber Eats and I order some food and it gets delivered to me, there's usually an additional charge placed on the food. Gas, time, effort, that requires some type of consideration, right? So this woman seems to be pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, my wife would do stuff like that when we first started kicking it. Oh, I'm over here by Waffle House. You want something? Like, and I would do the same type of stuff for her. Those are ways that you move things forward and you progress with somebody. Doing nice little gestures like that, where we can eat and talk and chop it up, talk about our day, etc. You don't have to go to a formal date in order to enjoy quality time with somebody. I've made that point several times. So in this situation where the guy went wrong, one, I don't think anybody should assume that a person is going to pay for an additional favor that you're asking them to do. If he had said, nah, I ain't hungry, but my brothers said, will you grab him a burger or whatever? Him and his brother cannot assume that she's gonna pay for your food. Period. Now, if she does, if you go offer her to give her your money, she's like, nah, you straight, that's one thing. But to make the assumption that she's just gonna automatically pay for your mom's food, that doesn't really compute for me. Especially when your mom, it ain't like your mom said, yeah, can you give me a number one in McDonald's, a $6 meal? She got a fucking damn near $20 meal. You know what I mean? So this is a real restaurant, right? So for the guy, when now she's delivering the food, and his response when she told him how much the total is, nah, don't worry about it. How you gonna wait till somebody has spent their money and they are already en route to delivering you the food to tell them, nah, you good? The fuck? Yeah, like how you wait till they spent their money on some food that's not for them? They didn't order what they wanted. They ordered it for your mom, and she's delivering it, and you say, nah, you straight, right? So that is foul in my opinion. You know she spent the money. You know she's on the way to deliver it to you. So for him to say, nah, I'm straight, I'm going to go somewhere else and pay them some money for some food, and you just going to have to eat.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. Wait a second. Like, okay, so you're mad. You don't want to. You mad that she asked you. She told you what the money is. So you're so mad that you're going to go somewhere else to pay to buy her food, or you could have just gave her the money that you were going to pay for the food anyway.
Exactly.
Like, that doesn't even make any sense.
Exactly. Those are the factors that went into me coming to my conclusion that this dude is a fucking lame. You know what I'm saying? Like any person that would disrespect your effort, your time, your gas like that, that's not somebody that you need to try to build with. That is like, yeah. I can understand him being like, oh man, I thought you was gonna pay for it or whatever. Like that's something, that's a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding is something that can always be talked through. All that would have taken is, I thought you were gonna pay for it. If he had even said that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think most people would be like, oh, they'd still be like, what you mean? But that's not a big deal. I think the slap in the face telling them, nah, I'm straight. I'm finna go somewhere else and spend my money to show you how fucking much I don't care about what you did. That's where he's out of bounds, and that's fuckboy behavior. Like and so when she told him about herself, she had every right to tell him he was fucking being lame for that shit. That's exactly what that was, because that was childish, petty, and unnecessary. The food for your mom is already